Hey, yo, bro, I hate being fucking bi. All my homies hate being bi. Hi! Bet you didn't expect to see me make another video about this again, huh? Well, after drinking my kidneys into the ground like shoe nice and slipping into a coma just like Only Use Me Played, I too thought that I would wither away before making another video on this rainbow-covered puke-infested earhole cadaver. Last video, I took a look at episode 1 and discussed the atrocious way this show would portray people within the LGBTQ community. Or at least, tried to. This show had good intentions, but instead of structuring a character around their sexual orientation, they made the entire character based around that, making the characters feel about as one-dimensional as a paper cutout. Also, using Ruby and Avatar as examples of Western anime really got people mad, and I'm so fucking sorry. But I'm back again to review episode 2. I told you I'd be back, didn't I? So since I covered a majority of what I wanted to regarding controversies in the first episode, let's just jump straight, man. Let's just jump right into it, you know? Let's just jump straight in. Get it? Get it? Because none of us are straight? Okay, never mind. Episode 2 of High Guardian Spice is called Disorientation Day, and the title is a play on the fact that the characters have to go to school for orientation, but shit gets turned upside down. Now, I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and let me explain to you how this show cost me a little bit of my sanity. Sage and Rosemary, or as I like to call them in the very first episode, Rage, because I forgot that's a shipping name, began their first day at the academy, and Rosemary, being the energetic main character that she is both impressed and excited. The teachers all line up and we get our first look at the headmasters, which are all women. Why is it important? Well, because in the end of the season, and the end of the show, let's be honest, it revealed that they're actually men. They also finish each other's sentence, which is never an evil trope in anime ever. There's no explanation as to why they finish each other's sentences. Like, I know they're sisters, but I don't think sisters and brothers have like psychic bonds. Like, I know the character, those fucking Tate and Liza from Pokemon, because they're twins, so I can kind of see the excuse, but these guys are like sisters. What? Also, the old dust pussy fucking headmaster makes one of the worst jokes in the series, and it made me astral project out of my body for a few seconds, a la fucking Doctor Strange style.
No orientation, only disorientation.
Anyways, the headmasters tell them to write some lousy vows and to yell into the well. Obviously a reference to the Goblet of Fire from Harry Potter, but somehow lazier and less oomph to the magic aspect. Anyways, they meet up with Parsley and she tells them that Time is her roommate. You know, Time, the character I forgot about in episode 1. Listen, man, I'm fucking sorry I forgot she existed. She was just such a forgettable character. But Sage, being the worrywart that she is, worries that her vows might not be good enough, and having Rosemary and Parsley trying to reassure her that her vows were alright, and that it's just being too paranoid, and will definitely not be doomed to failure despite it only being her first day. But oh no! Drama hits. They finally find out that all of them have classes at different times, which means they have to split up and be away from each other. Rosemary goes to ethics class, Sage meets Time and another character that is annoying, but we'll get to her later, and Parsley goes to blacksmith class. Rosemary goes to ethics class and just starts doodling in front of the teacher and hands another character a drawing of some lovey-dovey lizards. This character has quite possibly one of the best moments in the show, which isn't saying much, and accepts the drawing with a huge smile, only to crumple it and throw it away. God, I fucking love this character, but hate them at the same time, and you'll find out probably in like, I don't know, fucking 7 or something episodes, so. Also, the rest of the class does not move at all. Like, I get that they're background characters, but have them do something, man. Give them some personality. Also, the blue-haired girl looks like she's fucking stoned out of her mind. We also get no, like, significant plot in this episode so far. Like, we don't know who's evil, who's good. We don't know the evil person. We don't know who the Voldemort is of this universe. It's trying. Just like I'm fucking trying to get through this fucking video. By episode 2, most shows try to set up who the evil villain is or what the main character's goals are. But for this show, I guess it's just taking them longer to understand that. They really want to have you marinate in that shit show barrel just a little bit more. Anyways, after this, we meet up with Parsley in her blacksmith class and meet her teacher, Moss Phlox, who is missing his tail, I presume? Like, when the character turns around, he has an X, which is usually a placeholder for animation so animators can animate the tail or other accessories later. The tail actually appeared later, so oops! Also, Moss Phlox is a flower. So again, another character is named after something that isn't spice related. Like, I get it's not the main character, but you're calling your series High Guardian Spice. Just go with the theme, please. At least try to go with the theme as much as possible. Anyways, after that, we get to meet up with Sage and Time and meet up with the stuck-up character named Amaryllis. This was the character I was talking about like a little bit before, so yeah, now we're getting to her. Also, her name is Amaryllis. Again, another character named after a fucking flower that has nothing to do with spices. Why? Again, they're not the main character, but just please go with the theme. I beg you. I beg. Now, I know people have commented on me mishearing things in the last episode, but I do feel like the writers do a poor choice at picking out words that the characters can say so people like me can understand. Like how in episode 1 they used cousins when they're married, which could have been a reference to Sailor Moon, but it caused more problems. They could have easily used cousins and wife, but hey, I'm not American. Apparently this is normal in America, so alright. Please don't hate me. Like in this scene with Amaryllis, she says at ease pores.
On crack, yes.
Don't worry, I'm here. At ease, pores.
Which is very weird, which is such a weird way of calling poor people poor. Like, call them peons or peasants. Or, I don't know, just call them poor people so people like me can understand what she's saying. At first, I thought she said pores, as in like pores on your skin, but then I was like, oh, she meant poor people. Anyways, after this, they make their way to their classes, and this is where we meet up with a character called Professor Caraway, who is voiced by the creator of the show, which I think is pretty cool. There are a lot of other characters that are also voiced by the creator of their show, like for example, Ren in Ruby, he was voiced by the creator. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Again, this character is technically named after a spice, but Google tells me it's also a herb, so I'll just give them the point on this one. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Anyways, everybody in class is kinda spinting for Caraway, and Time just stares out of the window for a good few seconds. Like, I understand anime has this trope of the character looking out of the window, but you kinda tell some effort was put into that. Not with this, where it's just 2 JPEG scenes just stretched out for time that has been wasted. After this, we get quite possibly one of the worst self-defense blocks I have ever seen in my fucking life. Like, she just socked her right in the fucking eye, and she pretends like nothing happens. Where is the feeling? The class then has this 2-hour period every day to work on their special skills, and honestly, I know this is supposed to be a magic school, but what kind of magic is dancing and pottery making? In Harry Potter, they have so many cool shit that the kids do in school, like plucking out a fucking screaming Deku nut from a pot. Like, that shit made me want to go to Hogwarts when I was a kid. Later on, we see Sage attending potion class. The teacher is named Redbud, again after a flower. Oh, I'm sorry, a fucking tree. Sage is bullied by Amaryllis, but don't worry, this is actually a good thing. Bullying is good, my kids. Anyways, the teacher offered the kids some tea, but as it turns out, it's actually poison, and she wants them to make a potion to counteract the effects of it, and they have 1 hour to do so. What kind of teacher does this? This is the equivalent of having Bill Cosby as your teacher offering you tea and finding out he roofied it, and you gotta come up with the antidote before he pulls a Bill Cosby special on you. Like, the worst part about this is that there is a kid with feet for hands because of the effect of the potion he drank. Like, that kid's fucked. How is he gonna handle things? Get it? Handle things? That's fucking stupid. But oh wait, because Amaryllis bullied Sage by slapping her tea earlier, Sage makes a potion for everyone because, I don't know, everybody is incapable of thinking or doing anything for themselves. After this whole ordeal, the headmasters call the kids to the main hall and recites all of their vows that they spoke into the well, like out loud. And one of these kids has possibly one of the weirdest vows ever.
I vow to think about anything that's not wet, loud kissing.
Like, I mean, I don't know, man. You might want to look after that kid in the future, you know? Probably gonna be on a list somewhere. After this weirdness, we get to hear the true code of the Guardians, and honestly, it just feels completely flat and boring for a show about magic. The episode ends with the 4 main characters coming together and finally being friends, but honestly, the chemistry and friendship between them is non-existent, and it just feels so unnatural. Like, they just show up and just started being friends. And that's the end of the second episode. I didn't learn anything about this world they live in, or the potential villains, or any really important plot points for the future, and this is episode 2. This is supposed to set up shit. I know they want to make a fun and entertaining show, but the story thus far is non-existent and very, very shallow and just easy. Like, it's very cookie cutter, but also it doesn't nail it, you know? I know coming up with a story is difficult, but when your show has so many inspiration and fairly simple ideas to go off of, your writers should be able to conjure up a plot that can be enjoyable and enjoyed by everyone regardless of their age. But since the show has a content warning and says it's intended for a mature audience only, then people start to expect a story that's semi-decent. I'm not saying that every mature show has decent plot, but what I'm just trying to say is that I expected a lot more from this. I mean, at the same time, I wasn't expecting anything. I forgot the show fucking existed. So, you know, I'm not an animator or a writer. I'm sure the crew behind the show did their best, but I think something internally happened that just made the show what it is today. A boring, uninspired mess that had endless potential on paper due to the genre it was in, but that was executed poorly. It could have been a fun show about magical women and people who explore the world and go on adventures, but it ended up being this. I guess I expected Little Witch Academia, but I got something fake, you know? I got the fucking knockoff version of that. But anyways, that's it for this episode. I just kind of retold the whole episode, but honestly, this episode just felt so flat and uninspiring. Like, it has so much shit that it was inspired by, but it just felt flat. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you have your own opinions, please leave them down in the comment section down below. I will see you guys next time, and also, thank you all so much for the huge support I got on the last episode. That was fucking insane. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys. Don't be stranger. Bye!